Dom here from Essential RC. Thanks for tuning in for another flight test. This is the second version of the Excalibur from Durafly from our friends at hobbyking.com. Flew version 1 for a long time, really liked it. I reckon it's up there in the top 3 models, plug and play models that Hobby King have produced, since they started developing models. This is slightly improved, I think, on the servos and the rigidity of the airframe. But it's a Hotliner stroke slope soarer. You can convert it to a slope soarer if that's your preference. Probably take the motor and speed controller out. There's another nose that you can fit to make it lighter and fly off the slope. But I'm running a 4S 2200 pack in here. Should go pretty quick. If you want to know how to assemble it, here's a section right here where I take you through the assembly process.
So this is the box as it arrives at your door. You won't hesitate to take the lid off and see that everything is very well packaged in the foam carton. Put the components out on the table and you will understand why they say it only takes 20 minutes to put this together. There are so few components. Let's start with the V-tail. Take the V-tail halves and press these onto the plastic mount at the back of the fuselage after connecting up the servos. Then put the plastic cover over the top and secure with 3 bolts on top and 4 bolts underneath. Then we hook up the servos to the elevators using the supplied push rods. Now for the wings, the 2 carbon rods get inserted into the fuselage, the longest in the front hole, and then slide the wings on and then use 4 bolts to keep them in place. The servos already in place, all we have to do is hook them up to the horn on the ailerons with the push rods that are provided. Next we're going to attach the folding propeller and spinner, but before we do that, some really good advice here from me, and that is to roughen up the shaft on the motor so that the prop adapter has got something to bite onto. So you can see here I've used a file to roughen it up. Then take the cone off the spinner and fix the folding propeller onto that. Put the nut on, but don't tighten it up, and then push that onto the motor shaft and tighten it up. Last step is just to put the cone back on the spinner and use the bolt to tighten that up. Then all that's left to do is to fit your receiver. So remove the canopy using the latch, turn that 90 degrees, and you will see that all the servo cables are labelled, as is the throttle cable from the speed controller. Plug those into your receiver and fit a 1500 to 2200 4-cell LiPo. Just make sure that you balance the Excalibur at 2 centimeters from the leading edge for the correct center of gravity, and then you're ready to go. Just take it to the flying field for its first flight.
With that assembly done, let's get it in the air and see how it flies. Ready, Jay?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Out of Ian's hand like a bullet. Thanks, Ian.
My pleasure.
Climb, climb, climb. This is what this is all about. Climb, roll. And another fast pass.
Makes a great noise, huh?
Yeah. That zing through the air as you do a flyby. Let's just take it up and see how well it glides. Motor off, power off.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's not coming down quick at all, is it? Even with all that weight of the speed controller, the battery, the motor and the prop. That's nice. I don't think it's coming down at all, Jay.
Seems to be staying up there.
That's pretty good.
I can tell because I'm leaning over backwards.
That is pretty amazing. Power gives you
Unlimited
vertical. Look at that, straight out, just out of sight. Keep going. My favourite handbrake turn.
Handbrake turn, yeah.
So there we go. It's a quick flight of the Excalibur V2 made by Durafly from hobbyking.com. I think that's pretty good. I don't like to rave about something on these flight tests because I think it's up to you to decide. And if you were watching the way that it flew and the power, unlimited vertical, and the great sound as it does the flybys with no throttle, and what I was most impressed by was just the way it didn't really drop any altitude with power off. I thought that was pretty good. So you can judge for yourself. I quite like it, I have to say, even more than the version 1. So the link for this is in the video description and the pinned comment. Thanks to Jason on camera.
No worries.
But I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, then please subscribe to Essential RC, click the bell icon for notifications of our future uploads and live streams. But otherwise, we'll see you for the next one really soon. Thanks again. Cool. Here we go. Ready, Jay?
I'm ready.
Here we go. My favourite handbrake turn.
Handbrake turn, yeah.